'Cause we that front seven rush, front seven rush. Yeah, we that front seven rush, 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 front seven rush. What's front seven rush, front seven rush? Go get it. Front seven rush, 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 front seven rush. It's time to make these players recognize this our season, y'all. When they cross the line, off the top they hitting brick walls. We've been playing hard this whole game, but we bout to rush. Now it should be about that time the second guess the beating us. Front seven, that's a fact, and we ain't giving you slack. Beating on my chest after knocking down your quarterback. You ain't know, you're playing with some real defenders. Form tight, stance right, organized killers. All defense all the time, we don't finish last. When it's said and done, you'll hear it on the podcast. Front seven rush, they'll have a lot to say. It was fun, but we got more games to play.
Conquerors, Warriors, welcome into another edition of the Front Seven Rush Show. I'm Vincent. Ingram, got my superstar producer, big time, Bijan Kelley.
Bling blow. What's up now?
What's up, little bro? How you doing, man? How you living?
I'm living all right. I'm living good. I feel like I'm doing some more responsible things, going to the dry cleaners, doing getting my own groceries. I've always been doing that. But dry cleaners is new. That's new.
You had somebody get you dry cleaning?
No, I just never had a reason to get anything dry cleaned.
Oh, you just never experienced taking your clothes to the cleaners?
No.
So you put all your stuff in the washing machine?
Yeah.
What about your blazers, man? Your sports coats, your jackets?
Nah. I mean, I didn't put those in the washer, but it's been a while since I
wear them over and over.
No. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've had to wear any. So when I was wearing them, so when I was younger, then yeah, I guess someone would dry clean them. But it's been a while. It's been a long time.
Man, at least once a week, man. I mean, once a weekend out of a month. You should put your blaze on. You should put on something nice. Just to even go out and get some food. Just if it ain't but number one day out the month, just put
Well,
something on
now
nice.
I do it. A couple days a week, sometimes 5 days a week.
Yeah, I think we get consumed so much with like because my everyday gig it doesn't require that. You know what I'm saying? Unless I'm like I have a meeting or something booked, then I
Right.
like to. But
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, why would, yeah, that it doesn't make sense for you to go in a full
right,
suit to work. You're going to be so uncomfortable.
right. But I mean, there is that one weekend out the month where I'll put something on nice, man. I'll
Hmm.
get myself together, go get me a nice upscale meal.
So
What
you make a
some
point to do that.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
cool.
you have
That's cool.
to you have to get used to treating yourself. Because if you don't treat yourself, you can't expect nobody else to treat you. You can't expect nobody else to treat you. So you
What's up?
gotta you gotta do things for yourself that you
Oh,
expect,
dang.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, to get on a regular, you know.
I hear you. I hear you. I think that I think I'm probably ready for that now. Maybe 3 months ago, 6 months ago, nah. But
Hmm.
I think I could manage that now. You know?
And I'm gonna let
Yeah.
you in on a little secret, man. A lot of times when you get yourself prettied up and go to a nice restaurant, catch you something at the bar, sit at the bar, you
Hmm.
can you will find yourself, man, making a lot of contacts like that.
Hmm.
Because other people that's going sitting at the bar, most of the time the people that sit at the bar are by themselves. So they
Right.
just,
Right.
a lot of them are, you know, yeah, I mean, you just never know. It's a bunch of stuff. Somebody just maybe coming getting a drink after work, after a long day of work, or somebody maybe, they don't have anybody else, so they come get a nice meal because, and a lot of these people be people who are in positions to
That's pretty cool.
network.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean that makes sense. That sounds like a good networking spot, especially if you're going to like an upscale spot, so it's
Hmm.
probably more professional sitting at the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere where they require you to have a blaze on. You
Right.
going so that means you're gonna spend a little bit of money on your meal.
And
But
the drinks, jeez.
and you drink. So just anybody ain't gonna be in there. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's gonna be
Yeah.
people in there that can afford that type of healthy eating or that type of eating. And these are people that you especially sitting. I've done it several times, man. I've been sitting at the bar and I'll be eating my meal and guy next to me, we'll strike up a conversation, you know, and next thing you know, say, man, what you do? I do XYZ. I work for so and so. Oh, okay. Yeah, I do what here. Well, what about you? I do da 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 da. Next
You
thing you
do
know, hey man,
that.
take my card, man, take my number. Yeah. Next thing you know, man, you got a nice deal on the table.
What's up, the lovely? Yeah, I mean that sounds pretty good. I think I could be ready for something like that.
Hmm.
Hey, what's up, Dion? What it do? How's everybody going? How's everybody doing tonight? Not,
Yeah, you
anybody going
definitely,
on trips, vacations? What's happening?
definitely ready, man. Is this vacation time?
I
What's
think
this, May?
so. Yeah, I think so. Cause yeah, that makes sense. Summertime coming, but it's probably like 3 people so far in my vicinity of acquaintances and friends. I know that was a weird way to put it. That have gone on vacations.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In the last like 2 weeks. Yeah,
Hmm. Okay. You a heavy vacation guy?
mid workout. Um, I'm not even like I'm Vince. You know who you're talking to. I'm just now starting off being a anything guy. I mean, I was a in the house, making my own stuff guy, doing technology stuff guy. Now I'm gonna be out the house guy. I gotta figure
Okay,
that out.
I
Maybe
got you, bro.
vacation guy, maybe bar guy, maybe I don't know. I
Well,
don't know.
there go two nice suggestions, man.
I'll be mini golf guy.
Or even better, top golf guy. A lot of deals are made at Top Golf, man. A
Okay.
lot of deals are made at Top Golf. I'm telling you,
Okay. Okay.
on the golf course, man. Just a lot of deals, man. Just keep that stuff in mind, man. Just keep it in mind. D Max, I
Summer
mean, he mid
vacation.
workout. In his mid workout. I hear you, little bro.
Hey.
I hear you. The lovely says summer
Oh,
vacation time.
you should try that challenge. I don't know if I told you about it, Dion. I'm sure you saw it. Yeah, of course you saw it because you were watching the show. Yeah. You should try that challenge that Vince created. What do we call? What did you call it? 10 by 10?
Well, yeah, no, I didn't create it, but I just
Oh.
somebody
Oh.
else told me about it. My buddy
Oh.
Jimmy actually hit me to it, and yeah, I just started doing it. I hadn't done it in a while, but yeah, that's a nice little workout, man.
Mini golf. Yeah, I guess I'll do top
Do
golf.
they
I don't
still?
want
I
to
don't
look like
think
a
they even
predator.
still have mini golf places, do they?
They do. Probably mostly at resorts, but yeah, they do.
Mhm. Yeah, but Top Golf is. I mean, you can kill two birds with one stone, man. I mean, you can. A lot of cats just go to Top Golf, man, hang out, and it's a lot of deals made at Top Golf, man. It really is.
Hmm.
It really is.
So I guess people are communicating with other people in other sections and
Well, I
mixing.
mean, you ain't hardly you know make no deals on your first day. You're gonna have to go a while, get to see these same people,
Oh, right.
and
One of
because
those.
this is where they go. It's almost like a
One of those regulars.
get off work,
Kind
don't
of
want to
thing.
go home yet. Let's go shoot a couple of holes, and
That makes sense.
yeah, next thing you know, you running into some guy named Billy, you know, every couple of days, and y'all get to know each other. Find out Billy is, he lends money. You know what I mean? He's a
Billy.
Billy.
I need
Billy is
Billy's
a
card.
he's a damn, what they call it, man. He's a
What, investor or just
no,
lender?
not investor. Damn, what they call
Bank
it?
manager?
Not a bank manager. He's a not investor. It's not investor. It's not bank manager. It's
That's the hotline bling over there.
it's my cousin, man.
The
Uh
hotline bling.
uh nah, he ain't a shark, man. Y'all know what I'm saying,
What
man.
financial advisor?
No, not financial advisor.
You got to
He's
give us a hint.
it's a I think about it in a minute, man.
Hmm. All right.
It's what they it's what it's a group, where they give
A
money,
group.
where they give heavy money, man. Uh,
Oh, venture capital.
venture capitalist. He's a venture capitalist
Yeah.
guy. That's it. Now,
Okay.
Davion,
Okay.
D Mac. Can't believe I called this dude
VC.
Davion. Now, D Mac, not accountant, man. You got to
Yeah.
think big, bro. Think big.
Big.
He's a
Big.
VC guy, president
Silicon
of a venture
Valley.
capitalist company, man. These guys give out huge numbers, man. They don't play with little
Bam.
barbecue money, man.
Yeah. Barbecue money. Most the lovely said most of the tech guys hang out in Starbucks near the Galleria and uptown areas in Houston.
Yeah. Tech
Well,
guy. I mean, that ain't who you want to meet. You're a tech guy. You don't want to meet other tech guys.
I mean, well, in a way, you do to link up in that community, and that's a way to come across some opportunities. But sure, you do want to diversify. Since we're talking about finance, you do want to diversify.
Yeah. Yeah, D Mac, go see what venture capitalists are, man. That's the real deal. That's who give. That's who you link up with for major company
Yep.
lending.
Venture capitalist is literally in the name. Venture meaning
Yeah,
like what you are pursuing, your venture, whatever you're
yeah.
trying to do. They're gonna put some capital in it.
They're gonna put some capital, man. These are the guys that you have to come with your business plan, with your presentation, and
Yep.
you gotta wow these guys because they got money that they have money that they have to get rid of so they don't get to Uncle Sam. That's what VC guys do.
Basically.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna invest in this company, man. That way I won't have to give hundreds of thousands to the government. So I'd rather give you hundreds of thousands, see if I can make some money off of it. That's what those guys do.
Hey, hey, hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey man, have you heard this story about do you know who Cynthia Cooper is?
Cynthia Cooper. Not before today, no. But when
Okay.
I looked her up earlier, I was like, oh, okay.
Gotcha. Well, that's when we had our first WNBA team here, the Houston Comets.
Oh, she
And
was the what
she was a
coach?
player. She was
She
a
was a
player.
player.
Yeah.
Oh, on the first Houston WNBA team.
Right. The
Houston
Houston
Comets.
Comets. And when they first started WNBA, man, she was a player. Very, 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 very good. Very good player.
Mm.
And she since, got into coaching. Well, and I'm gonna be honest, BJ, for all these years, I thought she was gay. So it was, unbeknownst to me that she is married. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So,
I was gonna wait for you to try saying that word again.
man,
Just
I almost chewed my tongue off trying to say it.
one more time. I think you got it though. I mean, it was
Yeah, you
close.
know where I'm going with it, though, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
But
You had the
anyway,
beginning and you had some in the middle and some in the end.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't just put it all together. But anyway, man, she called one of her players had been diagnosed with mental illness. So Cynthia
Uh
made the comment.
oh.
Cynthia
Uh
made the comment that
oh.
she just needs some D in her life. Man. So she is in a little bit of trouble, man. She's in a little bit of trouble because more than just that girl said she had been treating him unfairly and making rude comments, man. So I'm gonna kind of keep up with this story, man. See where she's going, but that may be in her coaching career.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I don't know why I'm not surprised, but
Mhm.
it just makes sense for a female coach to be a little aggressive, a little much,
Really?
It just makes sense to me. I don't see a female coach being, the stereotypical, mothering type of, like a female role. I see them very much, you know, getting aggressive, getting like not like too much like abusive, but just probably even more so more energetic than a male coach.
Well, I mean, I see that, and it's one thing to call them names when you can't run laps or something like that, like you sorry, some. But to say that she just needs to get some D in her life.
Where they maybe I'm guessing they didn't have that type of relationship for that to go over very well.
Well, I felt most of the time coach and player do have a pretty good relationship. Um, any coach that I've ever had, man, was always until I got to the highest level, was very disrespectful. You know, yeah, very disrespectful. I mean, they would call you names. They do a bunch of stuff, man. I mean, that's just what went down on the football field. Let me tell you a quick story, man. This is kind of off script. Such a funny story. And every time that I think about it, man, it just makes me laugh. So I had a little cousin, never played football. I always wanted to play football. I always talked about playing football. And I was,
Okay.
I don't know, several years older than him. And so he would always ask me about football. And man, I think I'm going to go out there. Now he was always in the band. Great guy, great musician, man. And so he was with that. I think his senior year in high school, man. He went to play football, and
Okay.
when he got out there, apparently now he told
He
me the
he
story.
waited all the way till his senior
To
year.
senior year, he to his senior year, man. He never played football. He was a musician, and but he
Okay.
wanted to try football,
Okay,
right?
that's a funny time to try.
So in football, you start out with spring practice before anything.
Uh-huh.
You
Yep.
know you go out for spring practice or whatever. So this
Start
was
early in the
you
summer.
start early, get up early. You got 2 days, 3 days. Sometimes I mean it breaks you. It turns it'll make a man out of a boy, right? And
Mhm.
so he went out there, and this is him telling me the story afterwards, man. And it was so funny, man, but he was just saying how the coach was just cussing him out when he was running, and he was just you sorry da 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 da, and what the heck is wrong with you? Get your da da da, and he just could not believe how this coach was talking to him, man. And it was funny to me because I'm like, yeah, that's what they do, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But man, he was distraught, man, distraught to the point to where he was like, I'm not gonna be out there and somebody talking to me like that. and he
Dang.
quit, man. He quit.
He couldn't take it. I
He
guess he's
couldn't
looking
take it.
around at everyone else like, y'all, is this normal?
Yeah,
Everybody's probably just like, man, just get
yeah,
back into line, you know?
that's it, man. What you do? Just run. I mean, why are you even listening to it? He ain't put the coach, of course, can't wasn't putting his hands on him, but he
Right.
was cussing him out, man. And to hear my little cousin tell that story, man, it was so funny, man. It was so funny. But he wasn't used to that. So he was, I mean, but he was that, and you'd had to be there because the whole time up to that, he was just so excited about it. I'm gonna go out for football. I'm gonna play football. I'm gonna play football. And man, he did that for about 2 or 3 days, about 2 days, man. That was it. He got up
I,
out of there.
I can imagine that. Got a young cousin. Just it's funnier when it's younger, like friends or family members, because they're just like it's like watching them bump their head or something, and it's just I don't know, it's nothing serious, but it's just like watching you when you were younger
Mm-hmm.
and how you would have been. It's just funny. It's just
Yeah.
funny.
They
He
love
chose
this,
the
man.
wrong time though. He chose the wrong time to go into football.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just, I mean, especially if you're not a hell of an athlete, you ain't gonna just walk on a, I mean, especially if those coaches see, they can tell when you first get out there, oh my God, this kid. Now if he walked out there and he was outrunning everybody and jumping over everybody and, catching the ball, then they would have been like,
Yeah, that wasn't gonna happen.
they weren't gonna talk crazy to him at all.
Uh-uh.
But when you go
Delivery
out there,
said, as a parent of a college athlete, I would have had her fired. Dang. Okay.
yeah,
Hmm. I don't know. I don't really
yeah, I
see that
mean,
as bad.
it's not ever that serious. I mean,
Yeah.
at that point, you let them work that out, man. Especially back in my era, but I mean, like now, man, even these young college students, man, you say the wrong thing to them, man. Tell them what they may do to themselves. They just, I mean, she had already
Yeah.
been diagnosed, BJ, with mental illness, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Ah, man. Yeah, and I'm sure the coach missed the mark for sure. Cuz typically, I mean, you would have some situational awareness or some relationship with that person to be able to say that. But if she's just like um and she said it to her. So I wonder if like the athlete like maybe disclosed it to her and like shared it like, oh hey, I just got diagnosed with this mental illness, and she's like, girl, I don't believe in that stuff. You just need you just need some D, like
Well,
like
supposedly, yeah, one of the other coaches told her, and then that's what Coach Cynthia said. No, probably just like you just did. Oh man, that girl just needs some D in her life.
Damn.
But Cynthia's my age, so
Yeah.
you feel me? I mean, so
Yeah.
she's at that era where she like, oh my god, are
Yeah.
you serious? She
I
probably just
can.
needs some D. She'll
I
be all
can.
right.
I can. I can see. I can see that, and she's dealing with someone probably at least what
She's in
one and a
college,
half,
so she
two
gotta be,
generations older
yeah.
than her. Yeah.
That's in that whole mental illness
Mm.
era. You know,
Yep. Yep.
um,
Yep.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I can just see it from the other way around, like a male coach talking to his athletes, his male players, and he's like, "Man, you just need to get laid. Stop being such a P and get in some P. Like something ridiculous, right?
Something ridiculous.
Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, it would just be another day.
Another day, man. And I gotta say, some of the things that some of them coaches used to say to us and other athletes, I mean, I'm sorry, man. This generation wouldn't have been able to take it. It's just, I don't know, man. What we have to do about that whole? I don't want to just say they. I don't want to say nothing, man. But it's like, man, why are they so soft, man? Damn.
I think, I think, um, I think the question is why were y'all so hard, and the answer might just be because y'all went through that over and over and over. But this generation, there's so much more effort, so many more efforts to um, be nicer or treat people better. So it's like I think we experience a lot less of just those callous remarks and stuff. So when we do, we react like it's the first time we've ever heard it
You know what
because
I think it is,
practically it
man?
is. Shit.
I think that this era, and I say this with all due respect, I think that this
Uh-oh.
era don't understand the world, man. They don't
But they are the
understand.
world.
They are the world, but they don't
They're
understand.
creating the new world. Maybe
They
they just
are the
reject
world.
the
They
old world.
creating the new world, but it's still the same obstacles out there, bro.
Mm.
And that's what's not getting understood. That's what's not getting understood by with the new era. It's obstacle. This is the world, man. It's not easy.
Hmm.
It's not easy functioning in the world. People ain't gonna always like you. People ain't gonna always talk sweet to you. You're gonna have a lot of hurdles in the way, a lot of stumbling blocks in the way. You're gonna have to get your skin tough and understand this is just what it is. I just gotta keep it smoking. I can't lay down. I can't run in the room and cry. I can't do none of this crap because it's not fair. And then I think with the earlier eras, we just understood like this shit is hard. It ain't easy. It's like the new era wanted it so easy, man. Or like you said, maybe feel like they creating it to be a lot easier, but in
Hmm.
reality, it's not. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
mean,
you
the
might can just push
reality,
a button now instead of turning the knob.
right?
However, that damn button still may break. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? So you just have to prepare yourself to be like, shit ain't gonna
yeah.
always work out. But I'm gonna fight
I
through it.
mean, it depends. It depends how you look at it, though, because this new generation has spent majority of their lives online, whereas y'all spent majority of your lives offline. Where as we know, offline that's the National Geographic. You know, that's Animal Planet offline. That's you know um, real world versus online where it's a digital world where you can create your own rules, moderate boards, ban people, block people, not if you don't like it, you can exit, you can leave versus the real world where you can't leave. So I mean, I understand the
It's like
difference.
I'm listening to you and I hear what you're saying. In the real world, That's what made the boys and the men and the girls and the women. We had to face our reality
Right.
and make crap happen. In the new era, y'all don't have to. You just log off, so you ain't
Yeah.
got to deal with it. But guess what? When you log back on, it's still there. That's what the problem is. You think you can log off and that's the end of it, but that's not it. When you log back, eventually you got to log back on to live.
Now,
So
I understand your point, but no, if you want to get rid of it in this digital world, you can get rid of it. Never see it ever again. But I understand your point of saying like the real world rules still apply that, I mean, the real world supports that digital world after all, and that's how it was created. There's still going to be the real world. We can't completely escape and just live in the metaverse. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I look at my I'm afraid, man. I'm afraid. It's just I'm afraid. I mean, it's just so many that's just like you said. If you can't, if you can't for whatever reason, this era, if you can't escape from it, you don't know how to deal with it. You crumble.
Yeah.
You fall down. You roll over. You cry. And worse things. You know what I mean? You have some kind of way. We have to combine reality with the non-reality to toughen some of you guys up a little bit. Like
I think
this
that's
ain't.
gonna happen. I think that's gonna happen, and this is why I think that, and then we can talk about whatever, or we can continue talking about it.
Mhm,
I think this is just the beginning of this digital era, right?
mhm,
And we have to reach these boundaries. We have to hit these points. My generation is hitting that, feeling that, growing up and learning the difference between this real world and this virtual world, and we are going to make sure that the generations after us, um, you know, don't have, we're going to take the risk away. I think our generation or the generation below us or whatever are going to, like, this was like, someone had to go through it first, right? That's what I
okay.
think. Someone had
Okay.
to go through it first, see, oh, dang. Because we are feeling it. We are hearing and seeing the real world. We are very much aware
Mhm,
of what's going on and how soft things have become. So I think and I don't think overall my generation likes it. Now there are things that we appreciate that are different, but in what you're saying, like that whole
mhm.
real world has real world consequences thing, I think we're gonna balance that. I think we're gonna figure something out, technology wise, standards wise, something like that, where it's not gonna be such a big issue for younger generations. Like
Mhm.
maybe the technology becomes a little more physical, a little more outside, a little more involved, versus this kind of what I would call first run of things where it's all digital and we're all in this world. Like maybe my generation or the generation below me turns it into embedded technology where we are officially out in the real world, but now this rock plays music. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just it was a stupid example of a rock playing music, but you
I get
probably.
where you the gist of where you're trying to go, man. I hope and pray that because it's sad that we losing so many young people um, because times have just gotten overwhelming or things in their life have just gotten overwhelming. Um, when we were talking the other day about our one of our topics about the the older generation, the ladies, and how a lot of the listeners like the lovely and others was saying how that was I think Yvette was saying how it was that was more common than what we thought about being raped and having a
Right.
kid, being pushed into that at 9 and 11 and 12 years old. Um, that was horrible, man. We talked about that and look at that and we said to ourselves, man, that was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
But none of those people, well, I mean, I'm sure maybe some, they didn't even consider taking their lives. They dealt with it, came through it. I'm sure with a lot of scars and a lot of emotional wreckage and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
none of them, I'm not gonna say none of them, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure not a lot of them took their lives and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I just hope, man, that
I think you're right. I think you're right. If we found statistics, I think it would probably show that like suicide rates are probably higher
yeah,
when dealing with like mental illness versus uh like physical or like abuse or something
trauma,
like that,
yeah,
trauma, right?
yeah.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
mean, yeah. So somewhere, and like I said, man,
You're
like I said,
probably right.
not talking about it at all. It makes me feel bad, man. There's so many young people are going through this, and when they get to where they can't even. I was just reading an article the other day, BJ. A girl in Dallas, high school girl, left a note, man, saying she just can't do it anymore. She apologized to her parents, apologized to her grandmother, high school, and took her life, man.
They're
Pretty
just
little girl took her life, man. And I'm just like, what the hell?
and I could be wrong in saying this, but I feel like in the moment it's right. I I think that's just because of what you're saying. That whole, real world has real world consequences, and when you kind of grow up in this digital era, it feels like you can just leave.
Meaning,
Technically,
just take my life. I'm done with it.
yeah, and it seems like maybe even more of an option than it, did back in your time, because it's because of how many other things you can just get up and go and get up and get away from.
Let me ask you this, man, and then we gonna get y'all comments. Let me ask you this though, BJ, and I want our listeners, Xavier, to love it. Y'all listen to this. Do y'all think? And this is just me throwing it out there. I don't know, but I've got stuff going through my head right now. Do y'all think that today's era doesn't value life as much? And when I say that, meaning like, so what if I kill myself? It ain't a big deal. That type of mentality versus somebody, my era was like, man, hell, ain't never getting that bad. Ain't never gonna kill himself. Maybe the way, a lot of our young people think right now is like, maybe that's so what? I've had enough here. I'm good. That ain't a big deal. I mean, with just that type of mentality where it's easy to a sense for them to just say, I don't want to do this no more.
I personally think that. I do.
Wow. That's
I
that's
think that.
deep, man. That's
And I will
deep.
I will confidently say, yeah, I do think that.
That's deep, man.
And
I
I'm
mean,
in the generation. And yeah,
right.
yeah, I think so.
That's deep. The lovely say,
Oh
she
yeah,
talked
some
about the
older
Cynthia Cooper
comments.
thing. She wouldn't have said that to a white student athlete at Rice University. She would have never been at Rice University. So
Mhm.
I mean, hard times made tough people, and tough people made easy times, and easy times made weak people. That's your generation, BJ. That's what the
I'm
lovely say.
actually I'm actually not going so much for that one right now.
Okay, okay.
I'm going more for like the, real world versus digital world. But
What we said
I
earlier.
get it. I get
Yeah.
it, but I'm not really.
Uh uh Xavier said X said late baby boomers and early Gen X parents did not want their kids to struggle like they did. So too many gave their kids everything and did not allow them to struggle. There's some soft, sensitive young folks out there. And we've talked about that before about the parents giving, maybe making it too comfortable or whatever. But at
I
the
don't.
end of the day,
Mm-mm.
if your parents, if you lived with your parents, let me see. Because I mean, I can truly say my son never saw me go through any adversity.
Mm-hmm.
I went through it, bills being piled up, things like that, but he never
That's
knew it.
yeah, right.
He never knew it. Um, I mean, yeah, definitely that can be something, man. But
Let me comment on that.
okay.
Okay, so the lovely said hard times, tough people, easy times, blah blah blah, and Xavier right after that said late baby boomers didn't want the kids to struggle, so they made it easy for them, didn't allow them to struggle. Okay, I'm a data guy. I think of in terms of least and most, and I think that is a least like it's I think that's a smaller factor compared to technology. What like I think probably all throughout history there have been parents that wanted their kids to not struggle. But what is the difference this time around? Because I don't think that's just all of a sudden a thing. Come on. Do you think that's just all of a sudden a thing, Vince, that parents don't want their kids to struggle?
Well, I think not necessarily what they're saying is parents don't want their kids to struggle and they made it easy. It's just back then we had responsibilities early, even in the house, in the yard. We had to help around the house. We had to do things like that. A lot of us had to work in the summer, even
A
before
lot of my generation have responsibilities too.
we was at working age. So I think they're saying a lot of kids, after us wasn't forced to do those type of things. And
Sure, maybe some, but I mean, I think not all of a sudden there is some big movement to stop giving my kids chores. Like, I think this has been something.
what coming up living with your parents, what was your hardest work summer?
My hardest work summer. I
Like
mean, probably
what did you
mowing the
have to
lawn.
do? Mowing the lawn at the house,
Probably mowing the
like
lawn.
what,
Yeah.
once a week or something like that?
Um, I don't know. I forget how often, but it was
Yeah, but
often
more,
enough
just
that I
more,
didn't like it.
but mowing the yard at the house.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. Okay. I mean,
yeah.
and that's something. But what they're saying is a lot of these kids didn't even have to do that. You know what I mean? So I think you was kind of in the middle. You know what I
Oh yeah,
mean?
no, for sure. But what I'm trying to say is I think they're right, but not just it's just all of a sudden so prevalent now. I think that's always been a thing, but the only thing that made it different was technology. So I mean, responsibilities in themselves changed. I mean, even parents got distracted from all that other stuff, and I mean, you
Mhm.
start hiring other people to do this, and like the services industry and technology have boomed in this last
Right.
century. So like that's what I think made the difference, because what parent doesn't want their kid? I mean, well, there's probably some, but I guarantee that for centuries,
Mhm.
that for eons, I guarantee this
Well,
has
I
been a
mean,
thing.
and then also I think what they're saying is like our parents wasn't in a position, so we didn't experience that. But I totally agree with what you're saying. If my mom could have gave me the world, she probably would have. You know what I mean? Um,
Imagine
versus
if your mom was born now, and so you were born maybe 40 years from now. Would Do you think you'd have the responsibilities that you had growing up?
no, no, not
Not at
not
all.
looking at how it's going now. No, definitely not.
Exactly, but that's not because of the parents. That's because of the technology and the money and the services industry. Like, that has
But
nothing to do with the parents.
okay, so what do we do from that part to when that child is now a young adult get in the real world and realize that the world ain't that easy?
Well, that's where I kind of had more of a hopeful statement, and I said, I believe that my generation or the generation after me will, we're like the test dummies for this, and we'll like see, okay, hey,
Mhm.
we do need to like make sure we stay integrated with
Yeah,
real world, you know,
yeah,
um, things. So,
right. And stay
uh,
strong.
but we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. The lovely says the 50-year-old generation took the toughness from yours, I guess she's saying. The 50-year-old generation took the toughness from your generation by handing them everything.
Wah, wah, wah.
XA plus when a black person admit they have mental illness problem, the family is not that supportive and push the Bible and praying mental illness in real and older folks need to get put of their comfort zone. Yeah, and I totally agree with that. A lot of older people want you to pray everything away, and that's not the
Mm-hmm.
answer, man. That's not the
Mm-hmm.
answer. Pray it away, pray it away, pray it away. Cry, God will take care of you. Yeah,
Yeah.
God, He's everything, but you still may need some to sit down and talk to somebody. The lovely said, right. A lot of them have no fear of death, and that's what I think, BJ. I just think that death is not.
I agree.
It's not as. I mean, that's something. Us growing up, we were scared. We were scared to die. We were scared of God, our mama and grandmama, and death. Um,
Well, I want to mention something about the fear of death. When y'all saw someone die, it was probably in person. Wasn't on TV, wasn't on a phone, wasn't on a computer. You probably saw someone get killed, saw someone get hit by a car, saw someone like and you didn't see it every day. You weren't desensitized to it. We we see everything all the time through a phone. So it's like nothing. Why would you even, you know what I mean?
mm, yeah.
Like fear of death when you can see it all the time and you do see it all the time. It's just whatever. It's like,
Yeah, that would scare the hell out of me if I'm seeing how somebody else dying, laying on deck
on
hollering and screaming.
I mean, but if you see it like in previews and headlines and all that on the
Yeah.
internet, you see hundreds of that in a year. So
Mm,
versus y'all probably saw like 2 deaths in 1 year and were like, hell no, I don't want no part of that, because y'all were up front, front row seat
right,
to
right,
that thing.
right, right. Yeah. Yeah. We just like I said, BJ. I just hope that it get figured out, man, because
Yeah.
I'm really bothered by the amount of suicides that's going up, man. That's a sad deal right there, brother. A sad deal. So we gonna hope and pray that gets better. Like you said, maybe you guys, your generation, be the casualties of war, and once they get past your generation, the generation after you will figure out that no, just passing away ain't the answer, or life
Yeah.
ain't just that easy. I gotta work through some things to get to the other side. Something like that.
Yeah. I know this isn't tech time, but just real quick, I think it would probably take some sort of censorship on the internet eventually for
Yeah.
it to, yeah.
To at least start
Yeah.
repairing
Like,
itself. I see what you're saying.
yeah.
Um, I got a quick question for you, man, and the rest of these turkeys, man. You know how you've heard the term opposites attract.
Opposites attract. Yep.
You've heard that term, right?
Yep.
Do you really feel like opposites attract, or what? Do you feel like nah, that's not a true statement, or do you feel like yeah, I can see that because I wasn't like this person, and this person wasn't like me, and we found each other.
Maybe before I was born, opposites did attract. But I feel like in this day and time, opposites do not attract any more than, a likes, whatever the opposite of opposite is. Similars. I
You
don't know.
said yeah. You said before you was born, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely don't. don't buy that brand, man. Me personally, I think that if you're opposite, you you one person don't think like the other, so you're not going to have some of the same interests. You're not going to have some of the same goals.
Love
Um,
languages.
yeah, whatever. Um, so, and I think that that's a one-way street to for destruction. I just think that eventually, you know, you're going to get to the point, one person going left and the other person going right
Hmm.
because opposites, because you guys don't have certain similarities. So I totally disagree with that term that opposites attract.
Yeah.
Um, and I heard some guys talking about it, a little panel talking about it, and it was kind of split. Or some was saying, yeah, they think they do because you can learn something from the other, and
They're speaking from
know,
experience, like it happened to them or something.
I don't know, man, I don't know, but me personally, I was like, man, we'll talk about this on the show because I beg to differ. I think there's no way. I mean, because if you don't have a lot of if you have a lot of ambition and the person you with really don't,
Yeah.
that's going to be a setup for a lot of arguments. You know,
Yeah. Um. Hmm. Yeah, I think even people that are really similar and probably have like majority of the same interest and can have a really good, fun, happy whatever time together. I think even if something fundamental is different, like it's just not gonna work. Like let's say how they were raised, how their family shows love, right?
right, right,
Like like your family, like you're used to a certain kind of thing. That's what you're gonna expect. But let's
right.
say someone else from a different family, they do something different, so you don't like how they talk to you, how they treat you, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
But everything else, y'all got the same interests, and so opposites don't attract.
They don't,
Like
man. If you with somebody and you're kind of what they call it, lovey dovey, or you kind of and that person, they care about you, but they kind of standoffish and they
right,
don't
and
really
you're gonna want that because like that doesn't make any sense.
right. Yeah. So I mean, in that sense, you're right. Like, you're gonna be wondering, like, damn man, why you don't never why male or woman, why you don't never kiss me, man? Why you don't never hug me? Why you don't never what do you mean?
Yeah, and then they won't even know how to answer that. They'll be like, "What are you talking about?" Because
Yeah,
it's not like they know they're
yeah,
different.
yeah. Or they know that or it's not like they know that you got an issue with it until
Yeah,
then.
right,
It's
right.
like, why are you tripping? What are you talking about? What I do? Well, I mean, you know. So yeah, I totally don't buy that brand, man. That opposites
Yeah,
attract. You know,
opposites.
yeah,
Wah, wah, wah.
yeah.
Even the lovely said that's not necessarily true.
I don't know what
Yeah,
she talking about.
opposites. Yeah,
Mm,
opposites do not attract. Opposites do not attract. Now, if you're talking about magnets, but people aren't magnets.
right.
Maybe a very low powered magnet, but that's too much science for this show. We don't even have Stampede here to even, so we can't even go in that direction.
Yeah, I know. You missed that turkey we ain't here, man. He take up a whole half a show itself with them long ass paragraph.
Man,
Yeah, for
research
real. Yeah.
papers in the comments
Hmm. So Dion Sanders came out, man, and
came out. Oh
do we
man.
still have it, man? You corny button, or you had to take that out?
It's somewhere. I gotta find it. It's somewhere.
Yeah, you got to pull that back out, man. 'Cause we need that joker. But Deion
Oh
Sanders,
man.
he called out the high school coaches, man, just like he did the NFL scouts.
Hmm.
Dion on it, man. So
Hmm.
when you're trying to when you're at college and you're trying to recruit high school players, you
Okay.
send some of your representatives to the schools where they're trying to get these particular players, right?
Hmm.
So Dion was saying that he was, he sent his representative to the school, and the coach is navigating him to a maybe a B minus C plus player. Yeah, I think
Hmm.
this guy would be great for your program. So
Mm.
Dion's saying, "Oh, okay, that's cool. But what about the big guy over there? This jumping real high and running real fast." And
Yeah.
so these high school coaches are saying, "Oh no, he's Power Five guy, meaning he's big college guy. He's going to LSU, Alabama, A&M.
Mm.
He's not going.
Whoa.
You
Yeah.
don't even pretty much telling Dion and his team you don't even need to go over there with that guy.
Oh,
He's bigger than your organization. He's bigger than your program."
dang.
Yeah. So Dion said, "Stop it, stop it. You give me a chance to go talk to that young man. Give me a chance to go talk to that young man." He said, I'm telling you right now, next time I'm calling you out, your technology." He said, "Next time I'm calling you out on my page." So you allow me when I come to your campus, send me over, introduce me introduce my team, my representative to the top guy
Yeah.
on your team. You know what I mean? Give me a chance to talk to him. Let him decide if he want to come to me or not. Because a lot of these coaches, BJ, they the one who, yeah, you talk to him,
Yeah.
you
They
talk to him.
filter.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. That's what my program when we did our when you and I did the video.
Yeah.
That's what VC Ingram would be able to do to come in there and kind of not take the coaches out, but assist the coaches and
Right.
hey
Right.
man,
Right.
let us help you with the recruiting process for these players.
Yeah, because y'all are gonna look at it in a more detailed way. The coach is just gonna look at, oh, college name, big
Mm-hmm.
college, small college, big college, small college.
Right. This big
Yeah.
name player, this player here, and two or three of those players over there, those coaches not going to even put their hand on just because
Hmm.
they was just okay.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So um Dion, I like what Dion is doing, man. I applaud Dion, and he's doing everything he can to make these HBCUs at least give us a chance to come in the door.
So let me ask you this, because VC Ingram is obviously focused on um, developing talent for the professional setting beyond college. S Obviously, that's why you're, so um, focused. I mean, so driven on getting them into the right college so that they
Mm-hmm.
can go beyond that, have a better chance of
Right,
doing something professional.
right.
So, do you think? Do you think? What do you think of people or coaches or organizations that focus more on the unprofessional, or not unprofessional, but the smaller league, like, high school, college, like they're only focused on that, like, oh hey, I'm only gonna let you talk to these, like, okay, small college, I'm gonna let you talk to some of these smaller players, and because I think they'll do, they'll perform well in your season for what you need them for, and they're focused on that versus um I'm going to send these players over to you because, or, let you talk to these players because I feel that you are their best shot at, making it professional. Does that make sense? Like, what do you think of the different motivations there?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to keep up with where you was going. I think I got a little bit about what you was trying to say. Um, First of all, I think a lot of these coaches, man, because they have so many students and and most importantly that they trying to get ready for the next season. So they
Mhm.
really don't have time to or kind of keep their hands on those previous players that's going from their program to the next program.
Right.
So they're not going to do that much. They may um,
Do you blame them for that or no?
no, you can't blame them. You can't blame them because I mean, at the end of the day, they have to look out for themselves. They have to prepare for the next the next class coming up. That's what's
Mm.
important to them is to get that next class coming up and get them ready for
Yeah.
their season. Now, the guys who just finished their program going to the next level, they try to keep their hands on them a little bit, but unless you are a superstar player, you kind of on your own. And
Mhm.
that's where VC Ingram come into play at. Those
Right.
players is kind of left in limbo between that coach and going to the next program.
Right.
Those
So
are the
so
ones. Go ahead.
yeah. No, I was just basically going to reiterate. So basically, VC Ingram, um, the whole mantra, the whole main idea is we don't like how high school coaches are managing, these players' transitions into college. However, we can't blame them, so that's why
Mm-mm.
we exist.
Right. Yeah. No, we definitely don't blame them. Because I understand what their job entails or whatever. You know, I understand they can't do much because they got to get ready for their next group coming up. So they can just do so much. Um, and then a lot of them do very, very good, man. I know the coach in Tyler, where I'm from, he does a very good job at getting these students, at getting these players in the colleges, man, and preparing for his next. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he does it, man, but he does an excellent job at getting them off while he's preparing his next group to get ready. So I mean, I applaud him. Eventually, I may try to reach out to him and see, hey man, how you doing this? You know what I mean? But yeah,
Hey,
VC Ingram would be, would start off with the right around when they get ready for the ACTs and SATs and stuff like that to make sure that they prepare, that they're already, have that taken care of, and then follow them on through their season,
mhm.
and when it's all said and done, would then like say, yeah, hey son, you may want to check out Jackson State, and then reach out to the parents, reach out to mom, and say, hey, Miss Kelley, your kid is this and this and this, and we think his best fit will be Jackson State. By us being nonprofit, it's no money out of your pocket. We just
Hey,
we just here we just here to help. I mean, you can take our advice, take it or leave it.
hey,
But this is based off of what we researched, what's there, his intangibles, everything that he's bringing to the table, everything that the other recruits in his same position that they're getting, all of that plays a factor in him getting to that next level and actually having a chance to play versus not. And if
that's
not,
yeah.
yeah, if not, then you may have a bigger problem if this young man gets there and he's not allowed to play. So that could be a real problem. So um,
So a mitigation of some risk, of the player or that student performing poorly in college because of that off placement. Also, some benefit to the player and getting the best shot.
mhm,
Uh, does the school district that you'd be working under, or collaborating with, What's their benefit?
The school district itself, I mean, nothing but this many kids went on to college. Other than that, I mean, the school district um, itself, I don't think outside of that being able to say, we sent this many kids to
Mm.
college, having,
Improving college rates.
yeah, definitely that,
Mm.
definitely, and not
That's a
just
benefit.
improving college rates, but um, sustaining college. You know what I'm saying? Once they get
Right.
there, staying in college, because
Right.
that's the slippery slope right there. A lot of
Yeah.
them can go, and a lot of them do go, but because they go and it don't be what they thought, they
They start
leave.
performing poorly, and yeah.
They
Nope.
not only start
Makes sense.
performing poorly, but they start doing stuff that's getting them, yeah. And the next thing you know, after they
Downhill.
supposed to be there 4 years, they're there a year and a half, and then now they're heading back home with
Yeah.
their scholarship pulled or whatever. And that's when you have the downward spiral and bad
Yeah.
things happen at that
And
point.
you could keep some from doing some crime, some from falling into,
I mean,
those are like little, little wins, right?
yeah, I mean, just to make them a product, even you know something to lessen that blow, so they don't resort in some type of you know things is not productive in the world,
Yeah.
and that, I mean, that's what VC Ingram is about, man.
BC Ingram.
So yeah, let's get some of these comments real quick. I think the lovely, there's something that connects all of us, and it's not just opposites. We come together by the things we have in common.
Yep.
There is something that connects us, all of us, and it's not just opposites. We come together by the things we have in common.
Yeah.
So she's saying what, BJ? Opposites may not attract, but you can have a couple of things in common.
I think she's saying, well, I guess it depends how you word it. So if you word it this way, uh, there's something that connects all of us, and it's not just opposites. We come together by the things we have in common. You know what I mean?
Hell, I
Like if
thought
you
that's
word
what
it
I
a little bit.
said.
I know, but it sounded like you weren't, maybe you, because of the way you said it, maybe you
Right.
didn't hear it. Like if she said it, like spoke it to you, you'd probably be like, oh, basically she's just saying opposites don't bring us together. What we have in common brings us together.
Oh, okay.
But
Got
it's just kind of with that I think that comma is in the wrong place. But anyways,
it. Right. Yeah. What does Xavier say?
sad how white colleges started recruiting these black players. I mean, HBCUs went down mid 80s and 90s. Look at the players who were recruited from HBCUs in the 70s and 80s. Now some are in the Hall of Fame. Also, some of these players don't know the history of the D1, just want to go to the pros.
Yeah, that's true. 'Cause back in the day, all of the players came out of the black colleges.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, then got a couple questions, man.
Boating. All right, he said, questions. What would you do if your girl tells you she wants to be with a lady sometimes? I'll be like, me too.
Mm-hmm.
Part two. Then she says that you can join in. Is that a deal breaker for you, or would you be cool with it? Well, in tandem with my answer from part one, I'm cool with it. Cool with it. Real cool. Ice cool. Alaska, Antarctica cool. Penguins swimming in the Arctic Ocean cool.
BJ, you think you can handle two bras at one time, man? In the same get out for the get out. Two
I
bras
don't.
at one time, straight. I mean, I ain't talking about one sitting on the sideline watching. And I mean, you going back for the other one. I'm talking about straight slamming, move to the side, bring the other one in, straight slam. You know what I'm saying? Just rocking and rolling.
I think it would be easier because you have more distractions.
More distraction. What you distracted by? Distracted by, eh?
You're distracted by the other while you're because you can only do so much. So while you're focused on one, you're distracted by the other. It's just that's what I think. More distractions. So when people say, "Oh, hey, think about something dirty or think about your grandma," like you don't even gotta do that. Just look at the other girl and then look at the other girl and just keep.
So why you what you saying is what she working on you or whatever the case may be, while you and her engage, you engage with the other one, and because you ain't focused on this one,
Hey,
you can handle both.
precisely.
Mhm.
I mean, that's how it's supposed to be, anyways. And it's supposed, it's a ring. It's not supposed to be like a W.
I mean,
It's
but this is the thing though, when you engage with the one, I mean, you got to be able to rock more than a few seconds, man. You know what I mean?
no,
You
yeah.
can't, you can't, you can't get with the one and then you down and out in a couple seconds. Then you got this other one
Mm-mm,
on now looking at
mm-mm.
you like with a hand on the hip, like I know good and doggone well.
I don't have firsthand experience, but I feel I'm sounding like your younger cousin. I feel like it's gonna be easy because you'll be distracted. While you're gonna be distracted. Look, have you ever, and I don't know if you even want to answer this. Have you ever kissed or interacted with someone else while having sex with another person? Have you ever done that? You
No,
don't.
no.
It would be a distraction. You wouldn't be quick to do anything because you'd be distracted.
I don't think there'll be a whole lot of kissing going on. I'm just be honest with you. I mean,
Well, I also
if
say
you rocking
interaction.
like that, it's just most of that is just a straight wham bam thank you officer type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, and if you engage with one, what I'm you saying you'll be distracted, so
That's what
you
I
be
think.
able to maintain your stamina.
Yeah, exactly. Oh well, stamina. Wait. I mean, if you're
Well,
talking,
not necessarily. Well, yeah, stamina is a part of it. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, you got
But
to be fit. But if you're talking like the other stamina, then yeah, I think distractions for sure.
the holding you
You know.
cool, I
Yeah, yeah,
it,
yeah.
I hear what you're saying, man. But I just think if you engaged and the other one maybe just rubbing on your back or something, or kissing on your back,
Well,
you
you have to actively. I think you have to actively distract yourself. You can't just lose track of what you were doing and just start focusing on one. No, or no, you can't even think about the situation. You just gotta move. You can't you can't even sit still for too long. You just gotta keep moving. Just
I hear
just
you.
just work. Just feel
Yeah,
like you're working, like you're on a
yeah,
crane. Just
yeah,
just
yeah.
just
Bodine, he said he can do it, man. I mean, he said he can. I beg to differ, but hey, it is what it is. Stampede showed up.
stampede. They say opposites attract, but frequently people with similar personalities and interests get together. I've had it both ways. All in all, I enjoyed dating someone with opposite personality traits more. But I like what the lovely had to say about commonalities. That's dope.
Hmm.
Hmm. Maybe you enjoyed dating them more. I mean, answer this if you can, because it was more exciting. Because you had more like kind of abrasions. Kind of like and I'm not saying conflicts in a negative way, but it's less easygoing, so maybe more exciting.
Wow. That's exactly what you're saying. And but I mean, you're not all the way off with that. A lot of people, if you don't if you don't have a little back and forth, it gets boring to certain people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
which I think is absolutely bananas. But I think it's bananas, man. I mean, you would think people want it easy going, but people
Yeah.
actually get bored. You
Yeah.
know, I don't, ain't nothing happening. He ain't cheated on me or nothing. Damn, I'm bored.
Man.
It's crazy.
He ain't
It's
cheating
it's
on me or
it's,
nothing.
it's crazy. It's crazy,
Oh man, he ain't like the other dudes.
man.
I would always have to be checking his phone,
All that, man. Ain't no
waiting for.
exciting shit going on here.
He's at home when he's supposed to be. He's cooking
Yeah,
me food.
all that. Damn,
she
man.
just, she just don't like it.
You ain't taking your phone with you. You leave your
Uh,
phone on. Damn. That's crazy, BJ, but that's real, man.
she's looking at him in the side of his head, asking him questions like, "Why you leave your phone unlocked?
Hmm. Yeah, yeah,
Why do you come home right after work?" He's
right.
like, "What do
Yeah,
you mean?"
yeah, yeah. All that's real, man. All that's real, and a
Oh,
lot of time,
oh,
ladies will
hell
get
no.
bored with that, man.
I couldn't do it. She sounds so crazy to me.
He's a good dude, but he's just so predictable. What do you mean? Nah, I'm just saying. Damn. Pete say, ask Vince. D.L. Hughley thinks Pete Davidson is out of line for getting the initials of Kim and Kanye's four kids ink on his neck. Mm, mm, mm. He got
Mm.
KNSCP, believed to stand for Kim, North Saint, Chicago, and some in order of descending age. Disrespectful. Hell yeah. Come on, man. I mean, you won't put Kim name on your neck, man, whatever, man. But I mean, we've been knowing that dude been shooting slugs at. I mean, ever since Kanye been jacking at him, he been coming back at him, man. And he's a comedian.
That's not even a slug. It's not a slug.
If that's what that stands for, if he
If
putting
that
this
even
dude, if he putting this dude's kids on his neck,
uh-huh.
the dude's kids, I don't care about his gal.
Look,
But if he putting his kids on his neck, he jugging at this dude, man.
no, he ain't because he doesn't even understand that. He doesn't even understand that. Pete Davidson, I guarantee he has completely different rules in his head. And that tattoo was just a tattoo for him. I think he gets tattoos of just about anything that he has, experiences with. Like, I don't even think until after or maybe even during, like, I don't even think he is thinking about Kanye when he's getting that tattoo. I think someone would have to say, "Hey, you think he'll be mad?" And he'd be like, "I don't care. I mean, I guess he'd be mad." I think that's his reaction. I
I
don't even
think
think
I beg to differ. I think he's jugging at him.
you giving him a lot of credit. I don't know.
I
I don't
am.
know.
I am.
Giving him
I
a lot of
think.
credit.
I don't think he would have just woke up and went and got that tattoo without talking to her.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
was
think.
probably there, and he was like, "I'm gonna get another tattoo," but wait a
And
minute.
if she signed off on that, which I would think that she wouldn't. I would think that she would say, "You don't put the kids' initials on that."
Now that's her. I think she's wrong.
Yeah. If
I know
she
he got
signed
the
off on
tattoo.
that, then yeah, she wrong, man.
Yeah.
She wrong. But that's why I say I don't think he even told her because I don't know, man. I don't know. He might
Mm-mm.
just showed up with it on there.
Who knows, man? Um, lick one, stick one. Wow, the lovely. You're just too much. You will be distracted. See, distractions.
Mhm.
You learn more when someone is different than you. Keeps the relationship interesting. Hmm. hmm. I mean, everyone's different. It just depends on what makes you two different. It can't
Mhm.
be something that you just can't get over, right?
Right.
It's
That's
one
it.
thing.
Everybody's
Yeah,
different, like
that's
you
it.
say, but you got to weigh your pros and cons. And
It's one thing if she's an archaeologist and he's a stripper. You see how I flipped that?
I've
She's
seen
an
that.
archaeologist and he's a stripper. That's cool. They can learn a lot from each other. As long as one, as long as maybe they had similar childhoods or similar, whatever, foundational things that they can, actually connect with
Mm-hmm.
or whatever. They don't have to have similar childhoods, but you know what I mean?
He said he's an introvert, BJ. Dating another introvert was a yawn fest for him. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I see you on that. But
I
see,
see
that's
that too.
that's different. That's different than, that makes sense. That makes sense.
I
But
mean, unless you one of them people, man, you ain't looking for a bunch of excitement, then that can work. If you ain't looking for a
that
bunch of
too.
excitement, and both of y'all really ain't, you just one of them people who
That too.
nobody gets excited about a lot. I mean, y'all match made in heaven.
True. True.
The lover said
Hmm.
Pete, along with the Kardashians, are trying to get Kanye locked up. They want a physical fight or a threat.
I don't know about that.
Kanye got too much money to get locked up. He don't get locked up.
I think maybe at least one of them are thinking about that, but I don't think it's a collective effort.
Pete said, why do you think Nas has always been able to get dates? Folks always say he has an abrasive personality, but he has never been without a date. He's a personification of the bad boy stereotype. I'm just saying. He talking about his brother?
Yeah.
Well, hell, he always say he paid for it. What are you talking about?
I
That's who he talking
mean,
about, right? He
yeah.
always say, I mean, as long as
That
you
is
got money.
true.
So, I
That
mean,
is true. That
yeah.
is
I
true.
mean, yeah, he pay for it.
That is true.
They don't, I mean, when you got somebody who just taking your money, they don't care about your personality. They know that's part of the job. They'll deal with that as long as you just
Yeah.
keep paying.
And he would say the same thing.
I'm
I
basing
think,
that off what he
yeah,
said. That's what he said.
yeah, I believe that's exactly. It's like I'm hearing it come out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Personality.
I mean, that
She
was an
don't care
easy
about
one.
my personality, BJ. She
Mm-mm.
just care about my
Oh, I got some
money.
money.
Yeah. Um, he is clearly jugging at him. He's doing it in public and on Instagram. And then she said Kanye has mental issues. They had him locked up before.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know,
Mhm.
man.
Dang. I hope Pete isn't like that, but hey, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, me either, man. Look at, man, we're gonna get up out of here, man. Good show, brother. Great show. I appreciate it. We're gonna get up out of here, get ready for the weekend, man.
Weekend.
Yeah, get ready for the weekend, brother. Get
See
ready
if
for
I
the
can
weekend.
find 2 distractions this weekend. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be a good weekend right now.
Yeah. Wait, and then I could come back and tell you how it went.
And I went. Like, I mean, BJ, did you take care of both, or did one of them get disappointed? You
I'll
know.
be like, I couldn't even finish. I was distracted. Oh
Yeah,
man.
man. But yeah, man. Anyway, man, we're gonna get up out of here, little brother. We want to thank everybody. Pete, the lovely, Bodine. Thank you, man. We appreciate y'all for joining in tonight. And y'all have a good weekend, and we'll see y'all next week. Holla.
Peace.
All right, little bro.